Yeah. Yeah. What up, SNA assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin. Sorry about this being 10 minutes later. I grab a little dinner before I begin. Yeah, I'll do all that as soon as I get done, Birdie Bird. But anyways, we got the Monday Night Football to talk about after watching the 2 hour the second 2 hour special of Monday Night Raw, which is gonna be on until the remainder of the year of 2024. But which was a really great episode, which y'all need to check out for yourself. But from football to wrestling to football now, like we're gonna be talking about the green. I mean, not the green New York Jets taking on the blue Buffalo Bills. And you probably have already guessed who won, like considering what I'm wearing, because I always say on football, like whoever wins the game, I'm gonna be wearing the color that they wear that on their jerseys, which is blue, of course, which is obvious who won tonight's game. And there was a total entertaining contest showdown between Josh Allen and his team versus Aaron Rodgers and his, in the Battle of New York. Not only that, but Battle of the AFC East, which I believe whoever wins gets to the spot of the number. I think whoever wins get the spot at the number one spot on the AFC East, which the Jets are trying to get back on top, while the Buffalo Bills are also trying to bounce back from their two-game losing streak. But yeah, without any further delay, let's get started with I believe the New York Jets got the kick, if I'm not mistaken. Which I'm gonna see exactly who got the kick first, and it was none other than. Yeah, he got the ball, like you're at the 30-yard line. We got the receiver run it into. This is where he's at 119. I said hike, he passed it to his running back what's his name? Number 20. Which it was running back what's his name? Brees Hall, which I wonder if he's related to Dante Hall. Like not to be funny, but this is where we got Aaron Rodgers to try to throw to his intended receiver in the right. It was a 10-yard pass. Lazar, was former receiver from the Green Bay Packers, which he got a gain of an extra 3 yards, along with getting 7 yards of a first down. That's where they moved on, and they went to the next play, which we were at the 41 or 42. I think it was at their 42. That's where Aaron Rodgers like, okay, 140, 142, hike, and then this is where he snaps the ball, throws it right onto to Wilson. Yeah, it was Garrett Wilson, to be exact, which he gained a 25, I believe. Yeah, it was a gain of 25, like two first downs and a half, like which then passing enemy territory, and then finally getting to the 30 of the Buffalo Bills. This is where Aaron Rodgers then went forward with the rest of the offensive team. This is where he 118 hike. This is where he passed the Hall for a first down of a gain of 10. With the fans start cheering for the Jets because they were in their stadium in midlife, which I believe that's where exactly Sunday Night Football was at yesterday. And funny to think about it. I'm doing a back-to-back primetime football review video in New York. But this was better than yesterday, far better than yesterday, with them going back and forth. And it was not but with the loser not taking the L in a very embarrassing way. It was exactly like a close game. But we're going to get to that at the end of the game. This is where we got Aaron Rodgers and continue on this next snap. This is where he's 118, 132, 133 hike, and this is where then he passed it to the Hall again, but he only got a gain of 3, if I'm not mistaken. It was second and 8. It was 2 yards. Is where I think it was 2.5 maybe. This is where we got Wilson and then got a gain of 2, I believe, which was or 4. It was because it was 3rd and 4. This is where then we got Aaron Rodgers grouped all his offensive guys. I get a huddle to see what play they're going to do. It looked like he was about to do a trick play, which I assume it was because he normally does this in a 3rd down drive, like in this one. And that's where it is like, okay, 118, 188, hike, and then this is where he snaps it. This is where exactly what he tried to go for, but unfortunately it was incomplete with him trying to throw it to the Breeze Hall, but he dropped the ball at the last second when he was about to make a first down for the game of 4. But this is where they had to throw out their field goal kicker. This is where he got the 3 points. This is where they kicked it right into the Buffaloes' the side of the turf, so they could have a chance to catch up. This is where they kicked it. It was a touchback, however. Josh Allen then came out there. This is where he tried to have a chance to shine, but he only got a little bit of shining, like with him leading the offensive guys on the Bills. He snapped the ball right on and passed it to his running back, Ty Johnson, I believe it was. Like which he gained of 12. Like he got a gain of 12 yards, which was first down and 2 extra yards. Like with him going to the right side to get to the out of bounds, so he couldn't get tackled. Smart move from the Buffalo's running back. That's where they went right up into the 43 because that's where the first down started. Is where he passed it to his tight end Kincaid, with him hitting up with one of the corners tackling very hard, which was DJ Reed, like with him trying to put him down, but he mistackled him. But the other one brought him down. But then we got to a fight. That's where Josh Allen was like, yo, y'all need to calm down. Like, there's no need to fight about, which I totally agree with the quarterback on that one. But yeah, this is where then but yeah, they got 2 guys actually did a double team, which I believe Kincaid then took vitally. This is where he passed it to his other running back, Davis, on the next play, which only got like a gain of 5 or 3, which was 2nd and 7. This is where then we got who managed to get the first down and more, like by who was it? It was Davis again. Like with him, like was being doing just as much of an excellent job than Johnson was doing, if not double times. This is where we got what's his name? Josh Allen then regrouped with the offensive guys, snaps the ball, passed it to the Davis, what I said Johnson for, against Ty Davis that ran for a 5. This where it was like 2nd and 5. No, it was 3 actually. It was what, like you got a gain of 7. This is where he passed it to Davis again, if I'm not mistaken. This is where he got the gain of 2 or 3 yards. This is where they were just keep getting first downs, like until they finally got to the red zone. They were like at the 15-yard line at the point. This is where we saw Davis ran it all the way to the 1-yard line, which there was a guarantee that they will indeed score a touchdown. This is where we got It's where Josh Allen to try to go for a quarterback sneak, which I believe he got in there to get the touchdown Buffalo, but there was a flag on the play, however. Like, I believe it was called back, like, because the referee, Adrian Hill, which I cannot believe I remember his name, like said it was an illegal formation from the offense. So they got it was a 5-yard penalty. They pushed him back at the 6-yard line. Like this is where then where they try to go for it again at first and goal at the 6. This is where we got one of the receivers in motion. This is where he passed it to Davis again. This is where he tried to go for a touchdown, but he only got the 5 yards back, which it was a gain of 5, but not. This is where he tried to go for it again. This is where he passed it to. This is where he did another quarterback sneak, but luckily this time worked, like a finishing maneuver that was attempted for the second time when the first time was failed. Like, that's how it was like right here. Like I think this rule does not only occur in professional wrestling; it works on any sports, including football. Like, if that specific play didn't work the first time, it's guaranteed second time. If it already worked the first time, it's not going to work the second time, because the lightning does not strike twice in sports. But anyways, yeah, they got the touchdown. They were gaining 4 points with them scoring 7 points, while the New York Jets were at 3. That's where we got Aaron Rodgers like, we got to do something to answer back after this touchdown, and it shouldn't be a field goal, which I don't think it was. I think they did answer back with a touchdown. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to talk about that right now. This is where we got the ball kicked right back to them, and and we got Aaron Rodgers. Then had them playing, but he passed it to his running back. What's his name? To the Hall for a gain of 3, but this is where he started. This is where he started playing serious. Went serious mode, like with him like 115. I said, and this is where he passed it to the receiver. Like in the motion, this is where we got Hall ready for a long yard. Once he lost it right to him, this is where he passed enemy territory until he got into the 45-yard line. When Lazard was hyped up that he ran a long yards, like with him trying to get back into the lead. This is where we got Aaron Rodgers. Then snapped the ball once again. Like once they got right into the in position, this is where he passed it to what's his name, to the Hall. This is where he passed it to the tight end, the Rucker. Like this is where he got like a gain of 8, if I'm not mistaken. Like at 2nd and 2. This is where then we got Aaron Rodgers then and snap the ball again. This is where he goes for a side flea flicker to Allen, like Balin Allen, if I'm not mistaken. This is where he got like he picked up a 6-yard run. Like he got got an extra 4 yards on the play, which they were like at the third. No, yeah, no, they were at the 31, 32-yard line. This is where then we got. This is where he tried to pass it to Mike Williams, which he successfully, unsuccessfully catch the ball because he got pushed right out of bounds by the corner. This is where we got Mike Williams then got back in the position, but this time in the left side, the opposite side where he was when he was trying to catch the ball. This is where we got Breece Hall, then went right beside Aaron Rodgers. This is where it's like 115, let's go. And this is where he passed it right on to Hall, which he ran it for more long yards, like until he knew he got in the end zone, like at the 3-yard line, which was the 1st and goal. I was like, like, yeah, this is about to be a good game, which it was, like, because this was only just the beginning. This is where they eventually did make the touchdown. Like, this is where we got, this is where we got Breece Hall to try to run it, but he only got a gain of 1. This is where then we got that second and goal. What's that play? Like this is where then that's why I believe they took Hall out and they replaced him with Allen. Like on this next play, that's where Aaron Rodgers like, okay, 118, 113, 115. I said hike. This is where he fake passes to Allen. This is where Aaron Rodgers try to go for a blitz. This is where he tried to throw it right onto Lazard, but this is where he was very ticked off because nobody didn't call for didn't throw a flag in the officials' way, like with them saying like he didn't touch you until the ball was there, which I was not 100% sure that was an accurate statement from the referees, but I guess like it didn't even matter because they had an extra down to try to attempt to successfully hit it, they make it in the end zone, which I believe that's what they did exactly on this play when Aaron Rodgers shouted 118. Like I said, repeat 118 is where then he try to go for a run, but he slides through. This is where I think I made a mistake here because this is where he tried to throw it to Wilson. He nearly got a touchdown, but he was incomplete. With the referee started doing the no incomplete sign. This is where. As well as 4th down is where I believe the Jets didn't go for it, like anyways, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, before they went for it, is where the Jets and this is where then we got this is where then the New York Jets then do a red flag for challenging it, and let's just say they won the challenge, and it ended up being a touchdown from Wilson, and they finally start leading back into the series, which was 10-7 now. Like after this very successful touchdown from the New York Jets. But yeah, this is where then they kicked it right back to the Buffalo Bills right afterwards. This is where. That's where then we saw this is where got Josh Allen trying to go for a pass, but I believe he got under pressure. He threw away for an incomplete pass. But this is where Josh Allen then continued. Then trying to go for he went for a pass right onto Davis, but Ray Davis only got like a gain of 5, which was like third and 6 actually, because he only got a gain of 4. The fans are chanting loud because it was indeed third down. And that's where the fans are like, "Come on, Jets defense, you can do this." This is where then you got Josh Allen then try to go for it on try to go all out onto the third down drive. This is where he snaps the ball, steps right back, try to throw it right onto to caught the to well, it was Samuel that tried to go for a catch, but he managed to fall down. This is where he got stopped by the corner, which he was down by which DJ Reed stopped him like right on play. Like it's where the end of the first quarter was it, because this is where the clock went off after the play. This is where the final of the first quarter is 7-10. This is where then we came back from the commercial break. This is where we got let's see. But yeah, this next up we got which we got the New York Jets. Then and what's that? Try to go for another play, but I believe they got turnover. But this is where then we got Josh Allen then got a run with Johnson, but this is where then Johnson hit another run, which he got got the 2 and more, which I believe got an extra 2 yards of a 4 yards. This is where we got Josh Allen. Then this is where then we got Josh Allen passing it to this was like 56, 57, 58. 59, 60. This was like hiking. This is where he passed it right onto the Johnson again, but he only got like a gain of, I'll say, 4, if I'm not mistaken. No, 2 actually. This is where then we got Josh Allen had one receiver doing the motion. This is where he was under pressure. Josh Allen tried to go for a run, but he barely got like 2 yards on the play, which was like 3rd and 6. This is where then this is where we got the offensive coordinator was yelling at Josh Allen to come on, like you cannot like let him get to you. Like you got to find a foolproof plan to get right past him. Whether if you run it or throw it, like you always got to make an open space for you and for your intended receivers. This is where Josh Allen then fall that. And this is where he tried to go for a throw. He passed it right on to what the receiver Shakir, where one of his favorite receivers that he liked throwing to. This is where he got the first down. This is where this is where they were put. This is where we got like them getting a break and taking a breather right on the sidelines. We're replacing a different receiver. With a different. This is where Josh Allen is like, all right, 177, 178, 157. 156, and it's hiking is where he throw it right onto the tight end, onto Kincaid, but this is where John Knox was holding on him, and this is where he did not catch the ball, but there was a yellow flag that was thrown because it was a pass interference on him, and that's where the referee, I believe, was Adrian Hield, and said, pass interference, defense on number 56. That penalty is going to be put on the spot of the foul, and it's an automatic first down, which exactly was, near the 10-yard line, which was first and goal, exactly at the 10. This is where then we got Josh Allen, 110, 111, 178, and this is where he passed it right on to Davis, but you only got a gain of 2 at the 8. Which was second and goal. This is where the Josh Allen was like, all right, we're at the red zone. We cannot go here for nothing. This is where then we got. This is where we got we got Coleman in motion, Keon Coleman, I believe that's what his name is. Is where he snapped the ball, making a fake pass to him, try to throw it to what's his name, to Samuel, but his hand slipped when he tried to go for a big right one hand catch right in the end zone. But unfortunately, that did not happen. It just fell right out of his hands. This is where then this is where they try to go for again at least one more time at 3rd and goal, with everybody lined up to be thrown to. Like which I was like, you never know. Like you could see Josh Allen could run for it, but that's not what happened. This is where he passed it to what name the Matt Collins or Hollins, yeah. Actually, it was Hollins. Yeah, it was Mac Hollins. Yeah, Mac Hollins. Like he got the touchdown right in the middle. With Josh Allen saw him like right from afar, like about 20 feet away from him. This is where he got the touchdown. Yeah, this was a 14-10 lead by the Buffalo. Like after getting this touchdown, this is where then we that's where then next after they kicked it to the Jets, they then try to go for it again, like if they're Britney Spears, which I wasn't sure that they got it out of this round though, but we're going to talk about that right now. Like what happened, like man, this is where we got the New York Jets were kind of messing up. However, with them with them having an incomplete pass, and then this is where then we got like a hold. This is where I believe was a holding penalty, which no, it was false start. Like after the incomplete pass, they actually did a false start penalty with one of the linemen like stepping right back, which it was Moses, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is where they were like 3rd and 15. This is where Aaron Rodgers like no matter like I don't care if we're like if we're 3rd and 35, just like I'm still gonna be trying to find a way to get it to the first down mark, but none of that happened because he ended up losing a few more yards, and there was a sack, but by the Buffalo's defense, like with who was it that was Bonanza? What's his name? Like that sack, it was number 57, like going to on his way to what's his name to Aaron Rodgers, like when him just went right behind him. It was what's it, right by Vanessa, that's what his name is. Vanessa, just where they had no choice but the punt, which it was like fourth. At this point, it was like 4th and 23, like a loss of 8 yards. Is where then God, they didn't got a field an extra point on the Buffalo. And it was no good, which it ended up being 13-10. Just to let you guys know that. But let's move on. But this is where then we saw Aaron Rodgers being very upset taking that sack, with him just taking off his helmet in a frustrating way, but trying to keep his cool at the same time in the process. But yeah, this is where we got Buffalo got the ball back, and let's see, like, did they score anything? I think they were on a way of scoring, but but it was like, but they got like a few yards with Johnson, or what's it, Davis? It was Davis, like gained 8 yards, and they got an extra 4 yards, like with the gain in the two. But it take them to the 2-minute warning, making it like 2 minutes left with it being 10-13. This is where they try to continue to stay in the lead by continuing to keep scoring every minute of what's been given to them. Well, I say not every minute, but like at least most of the time they try to get them. But this is where we got a pass. He passed it again to Davis for about 5 yards. This is where he tried to pass it to Kincaid, which he got like about 3 yards. But this is where there's a flag on the play, however, when it was like 1 minute and 48 seconds. Is where I believe this was like a too many players on the field penalty. I believe which is like a illegal penalty that the Buffalo Bills just committed. Or no, like I'll say no, like I don't think there was no flag, no penalty, but there was a flag. But this where they met that there was no penalties on the Buffalo Bills for an uneligible player on the field. Like, which I was like, what's the whole flubbing point? Like, these referees are way too confused in their head. Like, what's the point of throwing a yellow flag if there's no penalty? But yeah, like this is where we got it was actually 3rd and 1, like with them with Kincaid gaining 4 yards rather than 3. Like this is where then we got what's his name? Josh Allen then was getting ready to throw it to somebody that would be ready. But this is where I believe there was a timeout call on the football team, like I'm not sure what was the issue, like which I like I'm not sure it was exactly. It was a timeout. It was actually an issue on the clock, like with it running way too fast, which they had to re-put it onto. It was like 1 minute and 39 seconds to put it back right onto 1:47. They started it all over again, which was right back down. Is where we got Josh Allen that did his quarterback sneak, with all thanks to the half the majority of the offense pushing him in there for a first down. This is where then we got Josh Allen then launched it at the Hollins again, the same person they made a touchdown. But that's where we got the referee throw a flag out, but because there was a pass interference right on defense number 4, which it was who was it on Buffalo's corner? I'm not Buffalo, New York's corner. It was Reed, DJ Reed. That's what it was. It was DJ Reed that got that, but the ball was pointed at the spot of the foul on the 30-yard line. This is where then we got Josh Allen fake pass to what's his name, to Johnson. This is where he threw it to Coleman. This is where he got like a gain of 5, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was 6, but it was like 2nd and 8. It was actually 2 yards actually. This is where we got Josh Allen. Josh Allen. I was about to say Alexander from TNA, but I don't know where that even came from. But this is where he passed it to Kincaid. This is where he got a gain of 8 yards of a first down. This is where then we got then continue their drive, like with them trying to throw it to Kincaid, but there's a flag on the play with them overthrowing it, like which the referees explained what exactly it was. It was let's see. Like with the referees were discussing this, like it took like an extra minute to explain to fans like what exactly it was, like which I think it was like a what play was it? It was a it is where it was like there's 2 flags. They're discussing like there were 2 flags on the field, not just one. Like there was too many players on the field. Like on the defense on the Jets, like that penalty was declined. But however, there was a pass interference penalty, which was on number 22. That was accepted on the ball when it placed the spot of the foul, like which was all thanks to Tony Adams, the safety of the New York Jets, like that cost this matter, like in this. Could have hold on to Kincaid, the tight end, but it's where but it's where they were like at the 11-yard line for a first down. Like this is where he passed it to Davis, which he only got a gain of 4 yards, which was 2nd and 6. That's where we got, I believe, the New York Jets called a timeout, like to stop the clock, like so like they can have enough time to try to make the score something before the time runs out. Well, I'm not sure if that would be the case. But yeah, it was to help them out to get a breather, and then make sure the clock don't run out too much, or it's just gonna end up into halftime. This is where Josh Allen then was like, okay, 133, 132, 131. Like, and this is where he's like, I got it hiking. This is where they try to find his intended receiver, but this is where he tried to throw it, but this is where it got stripped out of his hand. This is where one of the receivers tried to jump right on top of it, which I believe was Hollins. No, it was what's his name? Slayton, I believe it was Slayton. But it was recovered, but it was but it's where we got, I believe, New York caught the ball. Yeah, it was New York that caught the ball. This is where they no, like I think it was Buffalo actually. They just lost a yard. Like this is where the Jets called timeout because the clock was still running because it was covered by Buffalo. This is where we got Buffalo. You got Josh Allen. And have all his receivers wide out spread. Is where we got one of the linemen step right back. I thought they were going to throw a flag into that play, like for that lineman. I thought they were paying attention good enough, but unfortunately that wasn't the case because I pointed that out and I exposed the referees, which they only care about like throwing penalties that don't even make any sense or throwing penalty flags when there's no penalties, which they should spend a little less time doing that and actually looking at plays like this. Is where we got Josh Allen, however, did try to go for a throw. This is where I do throw it to Kincaid if I was. Or was it? No, it was. Yeah, it was Kincaid. It was what's his name? It was to Knox Kincaid. That's what his name is. Knox Kincaid. With them tiptoeing right into the front of across the plane. Is where it was 20-10. It was a 10-point game, which that was pretty much like the end of the second half. Like when they kicked it right back to the Jets. This is where we got Aaron Rodgers just shrugged. Did This is where they just like the shrug emoji. This is where we got Aaron Rodgers threw a 14-yard completion, like almost a first down and a half, basically right onto who was it? It was Garrett Wilson. That's who it was. Number 5. That's where we got 8 seconds left. This is where they called their last timeout. At least they get a touchdown before the break. This is where we got Aaron Rodgers, I believe, trying to throw a Hail Mary, if I'm not mistaken. Like with him having only just 8 seconds left, like with him seeing like who should he throw it to, like with yeah, it were yeah, it was but yeah, Aaron Rodgers didn't try to go for a Hail Mary, which they showed that he has a track record of doing game-winning Hail Marys, even though this wasn't at the fourth quarter. This is where they showed him when he played against the who was it? It was the against what team was it in 2015? It was the Arizona Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken, and then he did the same. No, yeah, 20 did the Arizona Cardinals, and then the Detroit Lions, and then he did it again at the what they call it, the playoffs, the wild card game against the Giants to get the game when he touchdown to play it against the Dallas Cowboys as well. This is where we got Aaron Rodgers then snap the ball. This is where he tried to go for it again, try to go side to side, try to find somebody to launch it to. Which he found somebody when the time was up. That's where we got him in the end zone, and they knew he got it like through one of his receivers, but the Buffalo Bills' defense managed to stop him like before he can catch it right directly in the end zone. I was almost shocked. I was like, did they really did Aaron Rodgers just did that? Like, how does he do it? Like, how does he do game-winning passes like this? But it was Lazard, his former teammate from the Green Bay Packers, But this is where the other referee said, no, it's a touchdown. They start arguing with the other referees. One saying it's a touchdown because Lazard was holding on to it when he fell down in the end zone, while the other said he dropped it. They start going back and forth. They're like, okay, like, how about we check the replay on who exactly. And that's where they try to go under a review. And that's where, surprisingly, like the Jets managed to get a touchdown. And like Aaron Rodgers never fails. Like before, like the clock runs out, he always throws a perfect Hail Mary touchdown. Like with him, never fails him. Like he's the only quarterback that I know. Not even Patrick Mahomes himself couldn't even do this. Like when Aaron Rodgers still has it. Like for the last decades. Like with him launching it in the end zone for a picture perfect Hail Mary touchdown. Like from the other side of the field. Like how Aaron Rodgers do that. Like I just don't know. Like that's incomprehensible. But yeah, at the end of the second quarter, it was 20-17, which that means that the Buffalo Bills scored like 13 points on the second quarter, while Green Bay scored 7 at the end, and that's when they went to halftime. This is where after the halftime break, they went and kicked the ball to Buffalo because there was their shot of what's that winning. Trying to win the game, I guess you could say. But yeah, let's get into that right now. But yeah, this is where we got Israel got Josh Allen to try to throw it to Kincaid, but that ended up being an incomplete pass because the what's called the Jets defense was there to stop him, but this was a flag on the play. However, I was like, I wonder who that may be. Like, given that it was maybe a tad too easy for them to stop the tight end from get in, but this is where there was a pass. But unfortunately, it was not on the defense of the Jets. Like it was on the offense, like they pass interference offense, no number on number 86, which did show that he clearly pushed the safety, I believe, is what like which was this is where we got them pushed back like 10 yards for the 10-yard penalty. How much it would be for punishment for the offense, the call the pass interference penalty. This is where we got Josh Allen snaps the ball, try to step right back some. This is where we got Josh Allen to try to go running like side by side, but he ends up getting stopped and he gets tackled right at the like we barely got like a gain of 5 yards on the play. This is where we got Josh Allen and went right to the coach and then tried to see what's the next play is going to be, which I believe they called a timeout. If I'm not mistaken, I could be. I could be. No, I don't think so because the referee the coach immediately said timeout. This is where we got. This is where we tried to throw it to Coleman, but this is where we got stopped by the corners on the, including Reed himself, DJ Reed, that was there to corner him. But even though he kind of touched him a little bit, but they did not care. Like I bet some of the referees were betting heavy money on the Jets win, like considering they were in MetLife Stadium, at home, of course. This is where we got Josh Allen that was not giving up. This is where he quickly passed it to what's his name to Coleman, but this is where he ends up getting incomplete. I mean, not incomplete. He was. This is where he until he got like barely. No, he roughly got like 5 yards, which they had no choice but to settle for a field goal. With But the fans start booing more and more because this is humiliating for the Jets. This is where he goes for the kick. This is where he tried to kick it up in the upright, but he missed it just by an inch to the right, like way to the right, which was no good with the fans in the Jet Stadium was cheering like, "Yay!" He did not like they did not made it in there. This is where then we got next up like we saw the New York Jets started there onto that exact same field, exact same yardage, like on that field. It's where it was no kickoff because they failed the field goal, which they're going to be. Uh, that means the Jets going to be starting at their own 46-yard line. Is where he passed it right on to his running back. Who was it? It was what's his name Hall. It was Brees Hall. This is where then